And there's a very welcome return on the bench alongside a man who starred against Hull FC, two-try hero Jake Burns. Alex Walmsley is back after a 4-month absence with a hamstring injury and knee surgery, keeping the Giants St Helens talisman out. Well, let's look at Salford side. They showed just one change. The team that beat Leeds 22-16, a very important game in round 21 that severely damaged Leeds' top 6 hopes. And that change is on the bench. Gil Dudson coming in. There is no Tim Laffey, so Chris Hankinson will come off the bench and fill in the centre position. Laffey will be missed, but Hankinson has been good this season for Paul Rowley's side. Well, we've reflected on absentees for St Helens and mentioned the return of big Alex Walmsley. It'll be off the bench, but it could be for St Helens, John Wilkin, a game changer.
Yeah, it's destructive. He carries the ball, disrupts defences by just blitzing holes in them. Off the back of his carries, Darrell Clark comes into the game. Lewis Dodd's then playing on the front foot. You know, there's so many exciting opportunities he brings, but look at the man on the other side of that graphic.
Yeah, Mark Sneyd, I think he's been outstanding in recent weeks. Tonight of all nights, you know, the rain's tipping down. The kicking game's going to be massive tonight. There's no one better in the league than Mark Sneyd at putting the ball on his foot. I think it's going to be a tough night for the young St Helens fullback Robertson.
Harry Robertson, Tommy Makinson and T. Ritson, and the back three for St Helens will be on red alert. The Saints and the Red Devils are standing by here at the Totally Wicked Stadium. We are minutes away from kicking off round 21 of the Betfred Super League.
Burns again! Burns for a lovely try! Down to the right-hand side, he's got it all the way! Ethan Ryan! Skipping away from 2 tackles.
It's the pace and intent.
Oh, great shot! Partington for the line this time.
Will go into the corner and a historic try for Tommy Makinson. St Helens back in the winner's circle.
Well, here they come. They are the powerhouse St Helens. Morgan Knowles and Joe Batchelor returned last week. Alex Walmsley is back this week. We heard from Jack Welsby. He says intent is in the side. So who do you predict to win this one, John?
Strangely, I fancy Salford. I think Paul Rowley's got a method, a strategy that works very well against St Helens. We've seen it twice this year. So, against all my loyalties of the past, I think Salford could get it here tonight.
Okay, well, that's against what you said on Monday. You have changed your mind. That's an old graphic. You've gone for Salford.
Yeah, just the conditions.
What say you?
Yeah, I think Saints at home, very tough to beat. The difference could be Mark Sneyd kicking game, but I think with big Alex Walmsley back, I think Saints could just get it.
Oh, split in the camp. Sam for Saints, John for Salford. Find out how this one goes. Let's go to Terry O'Connor and Dave Woods, your commentary team for this one.
Thank you, Brian. Well, absolutely fascinating this, isn't it? A potentially pivotal match for both these sides as we count down to the playoffs. Reputations to be rescued or reinforced tonight. Chris Kendler, referee. Video referee is Jack Smith. Terry O'Connor alongside. What are you expecting here tonight? Don't sit on the fence like John Wilkin predicting it both ways. What are you expecting tonight?
Do you know what I'm expecting? This Salford side to turn up with the right attitude. Everyone with the talk before last week's game against Hull FC about Saints was, are they going to lose 6 on the bounce? They looked pretty edgy early on in that game, yet they went on to score 8 tries. And I thought through the middle of the field, they were outstanding. But this Salford side, I think that the lads have talked about the kicking game from Mark Sneyd, but I think it's his overall game management that is so impressive.
Don't forget, St Helens got that win last week at Hull. It followed a 5-game run of defeats, which started with an 18 points to 20 loss against Salford. Salford have already won here this season as well. For the first time in 40-odd years, they're looking for a very rare 3 wins in a season, but St Helens, bolstered by players they have got back for this week and in recent weeks. Salford missing Tim Laffey, but very little else in terms of star personnel. In possession at the moment, Salford at the end of that first set. Jaden Nikorima's been a very fascinating inclusion into their side, hasn't he, in the last couple of weeks?
He's outstanding. He's so quick from dummy half. He's explosive. Sam will know all about him and how good he is and what he brings to the side. I think that when he gets hold of the ball, he's an attacking sort of threat that really does complement the other half-back in Mark Sneyd.
Well, they're just trying to find a way to that halfway line at the moment. It's Bullock who's held up, and a little flick left for Partington. So inside St Helens half, so I suspect we're going to see the boot of Sneed for the first time tonight. That famous left foot sticks it high, and it means that the young fullback Robertson has to travel some distance to get there, and Nicarima was straight in his face.
Yeah, look, this is only his 5th appearance, but let me tell you that Harry Robertson, the fullback, is class. He's so elusive at the back, he's so brave. Kicks like that won't really affect him, and he come up with the goods, didn't he? There's another player who I really admire, Mark Percival, does ever so well on play 2 for them.
Witness lad, isn't he, Harry Robertson?
I think they've got 4 witness lads in this: Harry Robertson, Mark Percival, Lewis Dodd, and young Jake Burns on the bench.
Well, here's Whitley, who's 15 away from the halfway. It's Clark at dummy half, little dummy thrown by Morgan Knowles, and just trying to find a way to maybe get an offload there, but on the last they're going to have to kick it here, and it is away by Lewis Dodd. Oh, and it's just betwixt and between, which makes it a lot more difficult for Briley, and the chase is very good from Blake. So Salford starting only 10 from their own line there.
Well, that's it. Ethan Ryan and Ryan Briley not wanting any part of that ball, did they? It's got to be a clear call from somebody, and probably it was Ryan Briley's ball that he needed to command that ball and say that it was his and take charge at the back.
So Nicarima's back there. Salford with some work to do. Callum Watkins trying to lead it out there. St Helens looking to just put Salford under some pressure here, albeit with ball in hand. Shorrocks at dummy half. It's the 6th play, so the kick again is from Sneed. Bounces in no man's land, but there's a little bit more time for St Helens to deal with this. Robertson pops it back on the inside, and here comes T. Ritson, who runs it back and is put down.
And just looking for as much distance as possible on that kick then, Mark Sneed, knowing that they were under the pump a bit, just conceding some meters. Tommy Makinson looks to get outside of Nenny MacDonald, but totally manhandled.
Well, Nenny MacDonald's trying to appeal to the touch judge that was knocked on, but touch judge is having none of that. St Helens able to pick up and carry on. It's Clark who's having a look what's available to him. Parsi with a good offload as he's plunging to the ground as well, and Lees will carry on the heavy-duty stuff, and Clark waits again to deliver. Back on the inside, Knowles, who hits hard and was hit hard and hit illegally, a little high, so the penalty for St Helens.
Well, he knew Brad Singleton straight away, didn't he? You know, Morgan Knowles returned last week after missing 9 games, and when he gets hold of the ball, it's the same as James Bell. You don't know what he's going to do. Holds the ball in 2 hands, he's hit high. Brad Singleton straight away, as soon as he's done it, he looks at the referee, gives himself up, really.
2 South Cumbrian lads coming together there. They're supposed to be mates from that part of the world. But Knoll have lost on the Rugby League field. Clark with the tap. And off comes St Helens with their best starting position. It's very early, only 5 minutes played, but their best starting position to a set so far in this game. Knowles going short, and Parsi can't burst his way through. So Clark marches up, back to dummy half again. On his inside is Knowles, who's looking for the flat pass, but Salford making easy meat of that. Stone in the right place to make the instant connection. Now it goes wide and by, and it pops out of the hands of Sirinen and goes to ground, and suddenly Briley is threatening on the outside. Decision here for the referee. Has he gone through the advantage line? Is this St Helens who get the ball back? Well, I think Salford have been given the decision here. They have.
Yeah. I don't think there was any advantage there really for them. But you just look at the defensive effort from Paul Rowley's men. Look, they pull the trigger, they go in, they force the error. They did that on 2 occasions as well. The previous 2 tackles, when Morgan Knowles went to the line, he's carrying the ball. Someone's out the back, he doesn't give it him because someone jams in and just gets in their eye line. And on that occasion, when they jam in, they force the error.
Well, you just saw Salford in a snapshot there, didn't you? In that the ball's gone to ground, they're going to get it back, but they're looking to attack instantly. Briley moving straight into position to try and offer an attack.
Well, they're so exciting, aren't they? Anyone who watches this Salford side know that they're a team that never give in. If there's close games, they normally come out on top. They're used to going set for set with teams. And this man, when they're led by someone like Callum Watkins, what a player he has been from this year, backing up last year's performance.
6 Super League titles with Leeds. Some talk about him being linked with a return to West Yorkshire as well this week. Oh, that pass is loose, and Mbai will bounce on that, and St Helens have it back, and back again in this very good position from which to strike. Knowles goes right. Here's Sirinen. It's bouncing in. That big athletic frame of his, pushing still. And eventually swirled around by Stone, and down to the ground he goes. It's another set, or a restart to the set. Knowles pumps it back, bit of a loose pass. Whitley lets it go past him. Here's Percival angling back. Salford's defence recovering their poise. Clark again, Knowles again. A lot of work to do to catch up after his lengthy absence. Out to Mbai, and now it's wider still, and here goes a race to the corner for Tommy Makinson to score. We're going to have to wait for the decision.
Jacket is tackle 2. We have a try.
Well, he says trying to field.
Just checking double movement. In my view, it's the momentum that takes him over.
So let's hear from the video referee, Jack Smith.
It's tackle 2. The on-field decision is a try. We're checking double movement, so we want it full speed first, please. 2 seconds. It's 2 seconds, Chris. Not myself.
Cheers, Brooker.
Full speed, and then we're going to breaking this down now, please. We'll go slow on this same angle. Slow on this same angle, please. Camera 1 and slow. It's still legitimate. He bounces at this point, he's running at speed. And his torso and ball always end up over the line. Can we finish on full speed, please? Thank you, I've made my decision.
Well, there's the beauty of seeing it at full speed. I think he's going to give this, isn't he? Confirmation that Tommy Makinson has scored his 10th try of the season. It's his 187th Super League try, which is significant because that takes him clear into 7th position in the all-time Super League try scorers list. And he edges ever closer to the St Helens top try scoring #1 spot. Paul Wellens with 189, and Tommy's now got 187. Will he do it before the season ends?
Wow, the games are running out. Made his debut back in 2011 against Salford, and what a signing he's been. 18 points last week, which was a try, and 7 goals. Quality player, Tommy Makinson.
The first one that was more intense, I thought.
And not much room to play with, yet still scores. Look at that.
12 behind his coach. Off to Catalan next year, well ahead of Adi Gardner, Kieran Cunningham, Sean Long, and all the rest. And maybe not nervous. He'd want him to break that record, wouldn't he? Because if he beats Paul Wellens' personal best, there's a very good chance that St Helens are going to finish this season in glorious style.
He might drop him with 1 try off it.
Here we go, Percival from the touchline, unfussy with that kicking style, just a couple of steps, but it's not gone over, so it remains at 4 points to 0. But a typical Tommy try here.
Look, he's so good, isn't he, Tommy Makinson, whether it's the spectacular in the corner or just a real sheer workman, like put your body in a position where you could get a whack. They throw plenty at you, Saints. They've gone down that short side. There's a bit of space there. He knows he's got to come back inside, and plenty of bodies still to try and stop him, but he manages to score the first points for Saints.
So 9 minutes. What have you made of this opening 9 minutes then, Terry?
Well, a bit cagey, really, from both sides. Well, everyone's looking at Salford and how well they've been doing this year. Look how aggressive they are there with Shorrocks.
Speed off the line.
They really do. They like to get off the line from far out and turn you back inside to around the markers. They are on an aggressive side.
It's like watching the start of the 100 metres race the other night, wasn't it? They just fired out of the blocks. Shorrocks would have been a gold medal winner. Here's Knowles. Bounces in and Stone hangs on. St Helens edging towards enemy territory in the shape of Seranan, who's pushing hard again. Again, those big meters made by the man after the tackle was supposedly made. Last play, so the kick is high from Dodd, and Briley's underneath it, and he's being chased by Makinson. But it's Briley who comes up trumps and keeps the ball.
Johnny had to be good at the back then, and he was it Tommy Makinson who just goes up, he puts his hands up in front of the face of Briley, which puts him up, and then there's a mistake at the back with a carry. So physical, Saints getting off the line, the mistakes there from them. I thought the defence last week was outstanding from Saints, and everyone talks about their attack not being firing, yet they still fourth in the comp for attack. But only Hull KR in Super League conceded less points than Saints this year.
Salford are just a little rattled in the early stages of this game. 11 minutes play.
Wait, I'll tell you when, Lewis. I'll tell you when. Heads in, head in.
Paul Rowley's still got a half smile on his face. This is Percival with a step back on the inside. Watkins grabs his ankles and reinforcements arrive to make sure the job is done. Clark. And now it's Parsi, and Parsi, head down and driving, has taken them to within sight. Can they convert from here into points? And Bai decides not to release the ball. Clark. Time again to consider his options, because this is very close, very slow, in fact too slow. Set restart again. So another set, another 6 to hammer this Salford line. Clark from the feet of Knowles spins it back, and by across the line. Seranan arrives, but he's not going too far. Salford defenders in his face. Clark again has time to consider. It's Knowles to Dodd, and Dodd with a dummy tries to slip through. It's Nikarima who's read him well. Percival dances left, back inside again. Oh, the reach. Not quite, but close. Clark. There's a run there in midfield from Lees, but it's put back again to Knowles. And some brave defending. Briley this time, wrestling his man down. One play to go, I think, here. Dodd tries to get boot on that, doesn't succeed in doing it with any effect, and Salford survive and have possession.
Do you know, that was outstanding defence from Ryan Briley. I think you had Brad Singleton going up out the line. You had Joe Shorrocks just hanging back, and Ryan Briley come up with an absolute try-saver then.
Come on.
We were talking about him earlier, weren't we, before the game, Ryan Briley, how his game has matured so much in the last 2 or 3 games. 2 or 3 years, I should say.
Yeah, well, his defence has certainly been something that when you talk about Ryan Briley, you never really said Ryan Briley, great defender, but the last 2 or 3 years, wow, he has come on positionally exceptional at the back.
Here's Partington, Ollie Partington. But Salford have hit the 5 tackle mark, and they're still short of the 40-metre mark, so it's the boot of Sneed that's employed. Robertson just thought about twisting and decided to stick. It was the right decision, and looking for a potential weakness in that line. Nikarima's getting through a bit of work here, isn't he? On the quiet. Dodd, and here's Ritson.
Well, anytime Saints to be over on the left-hand side, they'd tackle him. 7 tackles he's made in this game, which for a half-back at the minute is quite a high number in 13 minutes.
Blake plays, Clark brings it out, Percival back towards the middle. Grabbed at by Joe Bullock. And eventually it's Nikarima again who completes the job. Clark goes running, that's always a danger sign for the opposition, but the line was true. Dodd on the last once more, Briley's backing up, finds his position, and just feels the crunch of Morgan Knowles at full pelt, straight in the ribs. He did well to hold on to that.
That is timing to perfection. You could just see that he managed to get his toes on the ground before Morgan Knowles hit him. The honesty from Knowles to come up with a play like that, follow the kick, stay onside, and be disciplined. As soon as he touches the ground, he hits him. And you'd also like to say that, talk about Knowles, like carrying the ball and what he does with the ball. 8 carries he's made in the game. Like I said, 14 minutes already gone. A lot of work from a lot of players.
Offside,
Currently.
a bit too much adrenaline there, wasn't there, from that St Helens defence on the next play, because they've given this penalty away. We love the spectacular tries. We love the delicate ball handling. We love those bone-crunching tackles that Morgan Knowles has just produced. Shorrocks comes out of dummy half. It's a little dalliance back towards the middle. Partington's got a secret code with his hand behind his back. Sneed helps it on its way. This is Shane Wright, who's on the field. Here's Shorrocks again. Well, a couple of places to go here. Salford finding themselves in potentially decent finishing positions in this set. Nicarima. Here's Watkins. So Mark Sneed just edging into position. He's put his hand up. He wants this. He wants this. He's got it. And up it goes. Dodd's underneath it. MacDonald's underneath it. Nicarima's there, who pats it further back. And Ryan...
You're offside, mate.
Offside, Jaden Nicarima.
I'll be disappointed with that kick. Yeah, it's an attacking kick to put pressure on a Saints defender. I just don't think there's the correct distance on that from Mark Sneed. It's Nicarima offside. So from going in a decent position, they get a kick here now, 20 metres away from the line. Paul Rowley, Kurt Haggerty. I'll be disappointed that they've gifted 25 metres to Saints.
See from John Wells down on the touchline. What are you telling us, John?
Yeah, evening, Dave. Just an early HIA change. Ignatius passing off the field. James Bell on. That is independent doctor verified. So they're looking at a screen down the touchline. They've determined that he needs to come off to be assessed.
Keep our eye on that situation.
Okay, time back on. Go.
And here, off the bench, comes Bell.
And you'll see James Bell go to the 13 role and Morgan Knowles step up to play front row, but they'll both play the same no matter what.
One by runs into Sirenen, so has to surrender himself to the tackle. And the difference with Saints bench this week compared with recent weeks is they've got game changers on there, haven't they? Bell, who's just come on, Walmsley and Batchelor and Burns.
Young Jake Burns, 2 tries last week in 22 minutes.
This is Knowles. This is Bell. He's going no further than that. 1 to go.
Line. Wait. Go 5.
Clark, Dodd, and rushing at him was Shorrocks. And Briley takes it well, and Percival does his job as well. Everybody's job done well there, wasn't it? Chasing with a bit of pressure on. Kick was good. Defences, full back, dealt with it.
And again, this is where I thought they were impressive last week against Hull FC. The line speed was very good, solving an awful lot of problems. The first contact was strong. You can see James Bell just going up, even though they don't get a clear shot on him. It just disrupts the man who's carrying the ball, changes direction, loses all that momentum.
Searching across the line. MacDonald can't find a way through. Shorrocks picks up and dodges back, and Sneed's there again behind a 40, but Robertson should have this covered. Yep, he knew the danger, wasn't going to let that go, and Robertson brings it back. But it's a very good Salford chase, very good Salford chase.
But I said before, like, how elusive he is for a young man playing at the back. He's quality.
Go. Callum, tackle 1 again. Get him quicker on that tackle.
Well, he was not much known about him outside the St Helens club, Harry Robertson, until about a month ago, and now everybody can see the potential he's delivering over the last few weeks. Clark. This is Blake, and Blake gets a wonderful ball away, and Bye's running clear. Clark's there as well. There's a tug on the back of Clark, and this might be a sin minute for Shorrocks. Yes, it is. 10 minutes. A very clear pull of the shirt.
He stopped a clear try-scoring opportunity.
Well, desperation, that's what it was. He stops Saints from scoring what would have been a certain try. But at the time that he makes the decision to do that, he knows he's probably going to be picked up, and Paul Rowley knows he's lost that play now for 10 minutes. Nice offload. Look, the touch forward, they maybe got away with that one. Saints, you could just see the tug on the shoulder. Look at this for me. that goes forward. And there's the tug. That's enough. Straight to the referee. He's already spotted it. You don't need to say any more, Darryl Clark. And there's the yellow card.
Well, they were down to 12 for a period last week, weren't they, when Tim Laffey was sin-binned against Leeds. And they trailed in the game, did Salford, but they bounced back for a very good win, so they will not be over-disheartened at this stage.
I think they conceded 2 tries when they were down to 12 men last week against the Rhinos.
Wait. Go, moving forward.
Clark spins it in for Bell. Bell at the line. Knowles maybe not expecting that. And very easy possession given up back Salford's way.
Yeah, easy possession to get back, but a tough ball to take at the line. You know, it's been raining. You've got 2 defenders in front of you. One of them that's going to go up top and one of them that's going to hit you under the ball. And you'd always try and brace. You can see Callum Watkins just dipping down. He'll hit, he'll use his shoulder to get under the ball. He'll try and dislodge it. That wasn't quite the play. It's a play from Bell. Put his teammate under some pressure, then Morgan Knowles.
Let's go, stay on the line. Okay, ball in. Ouch.
So 1 man short in the pack, obviously, because of the sin bidding. Here's Hankinson on that left-hand side. That's what we're coming this weekend. And, of course, next weekend.
It's a drop of height. It's a rapid loss of height.
And Salford will get the penalty now for the high shot. You can just see it just comes off the shoulder. Goes up top. The penalty's enough. And Sam Stone. And again, both these sides in the opening 20 minutes are just giving each other a bit of a leg up, not having to work hard for the metres on the back of penalties that's been conceded.
Yep, they planted their flag quite deep inside the St Helens half, right from the off here. Hankinson gets up and plays it.
Don't take me on, tackle 1.
This is Logan Lewis, a fairly recent arrival from Canberra, isn't he? He's been impressing those who watch Salford on a regular basis. Starting off the bench tonight. No right.
Wait, go through.
Bailey's gone up there to dummy half. I'm sure that Lewis was expecting that.
I think he was hoping the ball was going out the back. He took the previous play.
Partington left to Sneed. Little roll and a bounce in the tackle, but Stone's going no further. 1 to play. Sneed again. There's that left foot. Sticking it high. Percival does superbly well and holds his ground to make sure that St Helens start a set on their terms.
Yeah, he did ever so well to stay in the field of play then, didn't he? You could just see that the Salford players were just trying to hold him up as he catches this on the pressure from Nene MacDonald. And now Salford now just trying to get into Saints, get up off them, work together to try and get a win. That's a good set, isn't it? 4 tackles, about 10 metres made.
There's Percival. I think all the outside backs have been involved in this, and Percival has had it stolen.
Wow.
Callum Watkins looks in disbelief at the touch judge.
Do you know, I thought it was a big call. I thought it was just a proper dominant tackle. They've restricted him to 10 metres. Look, you can just see as he's getting up to play the ball. Is there a hand, the left hand of Callum Watkins, is it on the ball? And is that enough? Yeah, there's just a touch. And the referee says, along with the touch judge, yeah, that's a penalty.
It's moments, isn't it? Moments in big matches that make such a difference. Decision goes the other way. Salford have every chance of getting themselves on the ball.
Absolutely, and they go the other way there for a loose carry. And I think that was maybe the other way, but you go with the ref and you go with the touch judge.
This is Clark who spins it back to Knowles again, and through the hands, Whitley, Matt Whitley. And they're travelling well at the moment, St Helens. Matty Lees looks to reinforce that with a strong effort. 2 plays to go. 30 to cover. Knowles to Mbai. Mbai drops it inside for Blake. And Blake using a bit of footwork, but Cross has got a hold of him. And again, more Salford reinforcements come in. Final play. Clark. Dodd. Is it off the boot? Yes, it is. Left-footed. Up in the air. Ryan goes up and juggles. And Ritson! T. Ritson! will be the first try of the season for the tie flyer if it's given.
Offside. Time off. Right, Jack, that is tackle 5. We have no try.
But he might be denied.
For Matt Whitley being offside. If he's onside, can you also check the context, please?
Tackle 5. We've got no try on field. We've got onside, offside to check first, free to ground of the ball. Onside, offside on that. Does Matt Whitley have both feet behind the ball? He does on that angle. Right, let's run this. Let's run this through. He's onside at this point.
Do not listen. Look up there. Do not come on this.
These chasers are all onside.
Okay. And you need to be careful over there as well.
Then going into who this comes off and in which direction. Right, we'll need something closer in on this, maybe from the opposite side. From this angle, yeah, let's see. Cleared the onside, offside. He's got both feet behind the ball. And we lose that behind the post. Have we got any other angles? Camera 9 might do it for us. Right, this one, camera 9. Right, that comes off the upper arm of T. Ritson. We just need to go onto a wide to check in which direction that ball goes. Right, on this angle. Right, so we've established it hits T. Ritson. Let's go back on this same angle and tighten now and just check the position of Ethan Ryan. So we'll go back. Right, and slow now on this. Right, it hits T. Ritson's hand and then it hits into Ethan Ryan, who is in front of him. So it's going to be a knock-on against Saints. I've made my decision.
So still he waits for that first try of the season. It's going to be no try, and it's going to be Salford who get the ball back here.
No try. It's the last tackle. Turnover on the 10.
Turnover, because it was the last.
You know, when he jumps for that ball, I just thought that he jumped too early. He's actually coming down, T. Ritson. Look, for me, you can see Ethan Ryan gets above him. He's already coming down. The call is that he's knocked the ball on into Ryan, and like you said, he's got to wait for his first try of the year.
Okay, Callum, let's go. Go.
Set the championship alive a couple of years ago, didn't he?
Didn't he just
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Every time he got the ball, he scored a try.
70 tries in 73 appearances at Barrow. There was one day, I think it was against South Wales, West Wales, whatever they were, when he scored about 7 tries. It was brilliant to watch. There's got some good players, Barrow, haven't they?
They have. They sure have.
Here's Sneed, looking for a 20-40 here. Oh, he's just short. Just short.
But you like it. The bag of tricks, they all come out, don't they? He knows exactly where he is on the pitch. He knows where those red lines are and where he needs to be and where he needs to place, and you can just see his face. Yeah, wasn't that far off, lads.
Shane, on me, please.
Left foot of his, look at that. 67 goals this season, 3 drop goals, 14 try assists with the boot, and kicking meters of nearly 10,000. That's before tonight. First and first
Do you know,
in the Super League rankings on all those metrics.
Yeah, he's incredible. I would say he's the most valuable player to a team in Super League. He's so good. That's a great tackle.
Whitley's lost it, and Brierley has it, and Salford menacing again.
Again, like I said before, about you just trying to hit under the ball and dislodge that on some power. You mentioned this lad as well, Logan Lewis. Alex Walmsley just getting ready to come onto the field for Saints.
Lewis wrestled, over-wrestled, so another set. This is MacDonald pushing, 4 in attendance. Partington waits. Looking for more willing runners here. Wright puts his back into it. Partington's moved back into the general's role. Sneed is there with a little chip and a chase, but the chasers are being held back. Wanga Blake, I think, is
Time off, late.
guilty of that, and Sneed might have been caught late.
Well, there's a bit of panic, isn't there? Do you know, when he kicks this ball, you know that he's going to be under a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
We'll have a little look how late it is.
Yeah.
I'd just say there's a penalty. There's nothing else in that.
I've already told
he's
you
committed.
about this. All right, it's a late hit penalty.
It's the late hit that it's been given for, not the shepherd. I think Wonga Blake had every right to hold his line. It's the late hit from Sirinen.
I tell you what, I bet he was sucking in the big ones then, thinking, am I going to be 10 minutes in the bin? The way the season's gone with those late shots.
He's going for 2 here.
Do you know, this is the thing that when you look back at all the games this year that Salford have played in, and they know they're going to be close games, he'll take the 2, he'll take the 1, he'll just knock off points whenever they don't offer. Whether they're in front or behind by a couple of points or by 4 points, he'll take the 2.
Well, there's a confidence of knowing he's such a good goal kicker. I mean, look at that, 88%.
Yeah, he's incredible. And also, have Salford still got a man in the bin? Yeah, Joe Shorrock is down, still on the bin. So Saints have got the numerical advantage. He'll take the 2 points.
Not long for him on the sidelines now, just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, his side have not conceded while he's been off the field, have they?
He gets a minute 20 to kick. It's the same as anything.
1 minute and 30-odd seconds. So Mark Sneyd will be using as much time as he can here before the clock is stopped.
And again, that's managing the game, managing the scoreboard.
We're chatting about this as well with Prockers, our legendary statsman before. I mean, he's 33 years of age now, Mark Sneyd. He's at the peak of his game. There's not many players you look at who reached, I mean, Sam Tompkins aside, obviously. There's not many 33-year-olds you look at and think they are at the absolute peak of their game.
He's, look, I think this year, and you can see from before the Man of Steel voting went behind closed doors, he was the best player in the competition. He's been the best 7 in the competition this year. He's incredible.
Walks back, kicks it well, probably never in doubt, and they narrow the gap. It's St Helens 4, Salford 2. 12 minutes of the first half remaining.
And that's it, 12 minutes of the first half remaining now as Alex Walmsley's just waiting to get onto the field now. They'll have 1 set of 6 defensively, Saints, and then he'll be on. Paul Whelan's just shaking her head, a bit frustrated really with the way that last set unfolded for them, and then gifting them 2 points.
So Percival sticks it high. It's an awkward bounce, but Salford do have it. John Wells, what news?
Yeah, just quickly on Ignatius Parsi. He's passed his HIA, but there's been a bit of a conflict with doctors down here at pitch side. I don't think they're intending on bringing him back on at the moment, so there's obviously some lingering concern there. He has, however, passed his HIA, so they can use him if they wish to.
Thanks, John. Salford back with it. Partington. Right at dummy half. Nikarima offering a bit of a threat there, just planting a few questions in St Helens' minds, but answered well by Whitley and Percival.
Mark Sneyd called for the ball. He didn't want that ball going to Ryan then.
Well, he has it now. He'll be thinking, no, he's not thinking 40-20. He's just thinking about banging it down the middle. And he'll be hoping for a bit of backspin here, but it doesn't get it. And Big Ali's back. 13 matches he's missed now, Alex Walmsley. St Helens fans will be very, very pleased. That Challenge Cup quarter-final defeat against Warrington last time we saw him back in April. But Big Ali's back.
If he's going to line up for this one, whoever's at mark has got to work really hard to chop his legs. Get out quick before he gets going forward.
13 weeks of frustration. Salford are back to the full 13, by the way. And here's Big Al's first drive. Clark. This is Bell.
Good work, Sam. Third. Oh, no!
3 gone. St Helens inside, and Walmsley's having another go here. He's going to be a handful tonight, isn't he? He's going to be a handful.
Well, he's a handful any night he's on the field.
Sirinen trying to push away the defenders. 1 play in this set. And Bai is tasked with sticking it high up there, and St Helens have it back, and Blake rather slices it. Percival catches, drops it into position, flicks it away to Mbai. Partington tries to deal with him. It's back with Clark, but the tackle from behind has given Salford possession back.
Yeah, well, Logan Lewis just comes from behind. Darrell Clark, he gets on the back of this offload, then he's looking to play. Logan Lewis is just loitering with intent behind him and just forces that error. And that's when Saints are at the best, isn't it? That unstructured play looks so good, so effective, so many threats.
Walmsley, Batchelor, Whitley, Knowles, all long-term absentees not that long ago, but all back again. But then just when they get the forwards back, they seem to be losing the backs, don't they? And you look at who St Helens are missing: Wellesby, Lomax, and some big fellas as well in Matotia, Wingfield, Delaney and Hurrell. Penalty here for Salford. A word out of place.
Yeah, well, Curtis Sheridan obviously upset, but
and then it's an attempt penalty.
He's never going to change the ref's mind, is he? And you've got to make sure you discipline. The last 6 or 7 minutes, they've just been a bit sloppy, really. Giving away a couple of penalties. One of the penalties has led to points. Now they've gifted him yet again that field position that Marks needs so desperate to have.
You've got to admire this Salford durability, haven't you? 12 of their 13 matches this year that they've won with a winning margin of 12 or less. Tight games, they find a way very often. And here they are finding a way to put pressure on St Helens. Did Nicarima knock it on? No, referee says again it was a steal.
Well, there's hands in, isn't there? There's hands around the ball, and Nicarima, he's trying to get up, play the ball. If you don't clear the ruck, you're going to give a penalty away. Look, you can just see Alex Walmsley, he's desperate to just hold on to him. He's got hold of the ball. As he's trying to get up, there's just a little tug. There's a little hand in there, and that's enough for the referee.
What's that? It'll be reviewed. Possible injury.
So this will be another 2 points for Mark Sneed. They'll tie the game up.
You're calling that early, Terry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So confident with him. What was it you said before? He's 88% success rate this year. And those games that you talked about, how close they like getting into the battles, like getting into the trenches against other teams. 3 matches they've won by 2 points, 2 matches by 4, 1 by 5, 2 by 8.
Decent completion rate from Salford as well at the moment, 13 out of 15. And I know the guys were talking about it in the build-up. Salford's completion rate this year has been very impressive. I think second only to Wigan over the season.
That's not stopping them playing. It just means that they're executing the plays better. They've not all of a sudden turned into a 5 drives and a kick.
No. So Sneed, never in doubt again. 2 out of 2, 4 points apiece. The finishing of Tommy Makinson up against the left boot of Mark Sneed so far tonight, and that's why we've got parity at 4 apiece with 6 minutes of the half remaining.
Well, no Salford fans who've turned up tonight and made the journey down the M62 will be confident from what their side have been producing. They've already beat Saints twice this year. Can they make it the treble?
Stay behind. Stay behind.
They've had some good times recently, those Salford fans.
And Percival restarts. And Salford all. Referee says dominance. I think that's an understatement.
Well, Alex Walmsley, the man who gave the penalty away, went searching then for young Logan Lewis. Goes hunting straight from the kickoff.
Young pretender from down under suddenly meets the old grizzled veteran from the English Super League. That's quick hands from Nicarima, and Ryan suddenly saw a bit of daylight, decides he prefers the corridor back in the middle. It's a safer journey to be taken. Briley, Watkins, and now Partington, who always offers a bit of something else, doesn't he, in there? Not just a surge. There's a potential pass on the back of it. Sneed sticking it very high. Robertson's got to speed up a little. Well, he's done well there, Harry Robertson, because he knew he wasn't going to catch that cleanly, but he did well to twist his body and put it behind the play.
Well, there was a kick, wasn't it, to make him feel a bit uncomfortable. But like you said, he twisted, he managed to make the ball go backwards when he made that error. And a bit of luck as well.
Yeah. Ritson. Arms lifted by St Helens players who felt that Ritson was badly done to there. Robertson finds a central position. A couple of plays left. Walmsley again goes rampaging, but not to any great effect on that occasion. So last play, there's a bit of pressure here as Dodd gets the kick away. Briley catches it on the full and gives it off to Ryan, and Ethan Ryan now can test the efficiency of that St Helens chase.
Well, he's just scanning that line, isn't he, just to see if there's someone who's switched off and maybe not pushed it up as hard as the man either side of him. And for Salford now, it's just about getting to half-time. Maybe getting another penalty here, but definitely getting to half-time without conceding. It's been pretty quiet in this game, Nene MacDonald, to this point.
Very good carry. 4th place Salford against 5th place St Helens is the way they started at the night. That could flip with a Saints win, but equally Salford could just put a little more pressure on the teams above them if they can get over the line here tonight. That's why it's so much in the balance. Lewis. Sneed carries it as far as he can and then puts it so high in the air. Robertson underneath it, cool as you like. And he's done well again, the young fullback, because again that went so high.
Yeah, a couple of late adjustments as well. You could see him just stepping forward, stepping back again. Line speed from Joe Shorrocks. Under a bit of pressure every time they get down there, the Salford fans. They've been shot out of a cannon.
3 gone and struggling to get clear. Ritson now runs into a wall. Push back.
Oh, there's a mistake.
Gone to ground. Ritson's lost it. Salford get it back. A quiet authority from those big forwards as they are rushed into by their fellow players, because this again is a big moment in this game. 2 minutes to half-time. Salford have a full set. 15 out, and Ritson's in a bit of trouble here.
Well, it was a huge set of 6 defensively, really struggling for meters, Paul Welland's men. Every time they've been down near their own line, the aggression, the speed of that line coming off, knowing that they want to take those speedsters out, the likes of Tommy Makinson and T. Ritson and Mark Percival, the players that carry the ball early on to get Saints on the front foot. And T. Ritson just under the weight of a number of players.
Salford Reds Are Rising is the anthem that's being belted out by those Red Devils supporters. St Helens will know that this is a tough minute to get through.
Let's go, boys, put down.
You know, you love players celebrating like they've scored a try. He won't score many tries, Logan Lewis, but he'll come up with shots like that.
So Briley will feed. Shorrocks out the back, spins it left. This is Sneed. Nikarima's joining in. Nikarima! Well, he's just put it to the ground in the end by a couple of Saints defenders. There was a clear and present threat there, though. Back it comes to Sneed. The rush out from Blake to shut his options down. He's done well there, the Fijian. In fact, it's Bell, isn't it, who came flying out? Bell who came flying out. Sneed again, offers it back. Partington backing in, but can't get the arm free. St Helens done well for the first 3, but more to come. And it's a double pump from Sneed and a carry from Watkins. But again, look at those defenders. Saints defence has been pretty good this year, and it's having to be right here. Sneed again, dabs it into that end goal area. Robertson, well, there's so many St Helens players diving in there. And Bai might have even got a touch. Clark was in there as well. But between the 3 of them, they've got it dead, but they've conceded a drop.
Well, nice kick, wasn't it, from Mark Sneed? We set up 14 tries this year from short kicks like that. And Saints under a bit of pressure, but had the numbers to come back. They've got another set of 6 that they've got to deal with now.
Pressure maintained. There's time for the full set here for Salford.
Do you know, if they get anywhere near the line and the Mark Sneed looks up at the clock, don't be surprised if he goes for 1 point.
Wait, Mate, go. Watch your time.
Shorrocks. Partington helps it on its way. Thumping effort forward again. Lewis tries to spring free. He is free. This now is Partington going the direct route. 3 to go. Shorrocks again, it comes wide. Nicarima, they're testing the fringes. Watkins gets it away. This is MacDonald, dances back. He's left a lot of St Helens defenders behind him there, and he's in the mood for leaving more. But Walmsley's down to make the tackle.
He's calling for it, Sneed, he's calling for it.
Back it comes. Oh no, Shorrocks fancy to go himself. 1 play to go. And it's a penalty for St Helens. It's a penalty for St Helens.
It's a hit and drop. They're entitled to be in the ruck.
And for all the drama, it's going to finish the half with St Helens back in control of the situation.
Well, he got caught in 2 minds, didn't he? That ball needed to go to Mark Sneed. He knew that Saints players were flying off the line, and we're going to put some pressure on him. Well, that ball needed to go out. There you go, Paul Rowley, Kurt Haggerty saying, look, we've missed a point there.
Well, how big a moment might that prove to be? It is all square at half-time, but a missed opportunity for a drop goal. But what a terrific first half that was. Clouds above us, little bit of rain. Mark Sneed's boot has given some sunshine from Salford. Tommy Makinson's early try, and that's why at half-time it's St Helens 4, Salford 4.
Dave, Terry.
Thank you, John. Well, St Helens fans would have been relatively happy with the way it started. An 8-minute try from Tommy Makinson, but they've not been able to add anything to that, and the 2 goals from Mark Sneed is why we are locked at 4-4 as we start this second half. Super League's tectonic plates might be shifting a little. Salford have never finished higher than St Helens in the Super League. Win here tonight, and they put themselves in a very good position to do that. We are, of course, talking Super League. Back in the days of your Watkins, your Fieldings, your Colemans and your Nashes, they were regularly high up in the table, winning it a couple of times. Anyway, that was in the 70s.
You know,
Terry, what have you seen?
Well, first of all, what I've seen there is an immense hit from Bell on Logan Lewis. That is a dead leg killer. He's hit him. Just have a little look at this. Stops him dead in his tracks. He's in a bit of pain as well, the young front rower.
A bell ringer.
Oh, there you
Shorrocks. Go. Here's Sneed. Salford fairly flat at the moment. St Helens looking to just put their authority into this game, to quell the ambitions of this Salford side. That's a wobbly, twisting ball from Sneed, which has given an opportunity for them to carry on a little, but Stone is going to be swarmed around by retreating defenders.
Cheers, Doctor. Wait there, Wacker.
And he's off, isn't he? It's Partington, I think, isn't it? Is it?
It's young Logan Lewis.
Logan Lewis, I apologise.
Straight from that kick-off.
Yep. And as he goes off, Gil Dodson has come onto the field, hence his involvement in that tackle. And there you see Lewis in a bad way. Percival.
Off the ball, Callan!
Well, Gil Dodson will have a point to prove. Missed out last week, left out of the team. He'll be looking to change his coach's mind going forward for the rest of the year.
Walmsley.
4. Mark, don't readjust. Go 4.
This is Bell again.
Held! 5.
This is Clark. They're on the final tackle here. St Helens. So Dodd sticks it up there. It's a tester. It's caught reasonably safely by Ryan.
He did well to recover then, didn't he? Ethan Ryan, good pick-up at the start of the year from Hull KR. The ball was high in the air. He had to back pedal, get under it.
How do you see this going second half, Terry?
Well, Salford, look at that, just looking to play. Maybe overplaying. Maybe overplaying, not nailing that pass. Maybe Ryan Briley should have popped that one out the...
Hang on.
Tackle free. Yeah, good spot, Jack. Can we get a water bottle on to get rid of this sick?
Well, this is the left over from Logan Lewis. I thought at first it might have been a dead leg. He must have hit him around his belly, his ribs. He's felt it anyway from the first carry. And then He's obviously left his dinner, his tea, whatever on the pitch.
A little bit of detritus there.
Just have a look at this. That, like you said, is an absolute bell ringer. And you know what? He's not the biggest. When you look at Bell, he is not the biggest. But people normally go for him, and they'll pick him out instead of running at the likes of Alex Walmsley. Maybe next time you run at the likes of Alex Walmsley and leave Bell alone.
There's a few little ones down the years. Anyway, Tommy Lulai was one of those, wasn't
he?
Yeah,
he was.
Shoulders of iron. And Salford with a lot of work to do here as St Helens try to close them down, and Watkins throws it wide, and Ryan finds a difficult starting position.
Lauren, a bit of panic in that, like you were saying. That what do we expect in the second half? Salford weren't playing like that in the first half. 10 metres off the line, like trying to get an impossible pass away to get a break, get through your sets, get to your kick. They kick the ball and it just lands on halfway.
And here's Robertson. So here's the reward for St Helens' intensity at the start of this second half. A set of 6 that starts inside Salford's side of the field. St Helens wanting to turn a screw or two here. Footwork from Ritson. Clark at dummy half. Here's Walmsley again. Couple of plays left here. Clark spinning it out to Mbai. That's Siranen, who straightens up and pushes hard. 1 play to go. Bell's running out as a lead runner, but it comes back to Mbai. Mbai puts the kick over the top, and Cross is up there. Safe pair of hands, in danger momentarily of being dragged out, and is in the end put out of play. And again, St Helens' defence is really turning it up here.
Yeah, absolutely. The opening 4 minutes of the second half, Tommy Makinson, when that ball goes up in the corner, you saw Mbai then just readjust and just think, right, we're going to kick it to the corner. We'll land it on Dion Cross's head. Tommy Makinson, along with Blake and Mbai, just drag him over the sideline. And from that strong defence, they'll get the ball centre field and have another crack at the line.
Yeah, and I was wrong on that. I was wrong though. I know the one that you mean, but I got that wrong. I got that wrong though. Go.
So, St Helens with an opportunity. Lees drives it in. Clark waits to deliver another bullet here. Out it comes to Dodd. Walmsley, from an almost standing start, can't wreak the havoc that he would have liked to have done. Instead, he gets up and plays. And Bell now, off his left foot, but gathered in by those defenders. Salford rushing hard, working hard. St Helens again, Mbai, and Siranen twists away. And on the end of that is Wanga Blake to score. Just as they did in the first half. St Helens have claimed an early second half try. They hit the lead again, and Blake looks delighted.
Well, Blake scores the try. It was some aggressive defence on the outside from Chris Hankinson. We've said it all game how they're jamming in. They're making the decision to come in and just put a bit of doubt in the ball player's mind. Chris Hankinson flies out the line. On the back again in this. On the back of this now, they get another set of 6 to go centre field. Great defence from Tommy Makinson. They come down the right-hand side, and you could see that a couple of players there, as soon as Hankinson makes the decision to jump the line, it just opens the gate for Blake to go straight through that gap. And a nice little play, nice little tip-on from Curtis Siranen to give the ball to the centre. In space, nobody there. Rides the tackle of Mark Sneed and scores the opening try of the second half, which is what they needed playing at home in front of their fans.
11 tries in total this year. And a bit of an up and down season, is that fair to play? There have been a couple of errors in his game at times, but he's scoring the tries.
Look, he's a big, powerful player. He come with a reputation, didn't he? He's been getting a bit of criticism from some of the Saints fans.
Yeah, he had an indifferent year at Parramatta last year, didn't he, Wanga Blake, which is why he's lobbed up in Super League this year. Maybe points to prove. %60% success probability here from the kicking tee. which shows you the difficulty here. 5 in from the touchline. Salford fans bellowing, trying to put him off his stride and get into his head. Percival has struck that all really well, really well. It's his first of the night, and it's 10 points to 4. St Helens lead.
Well, if you're defending out wide and you make the decision like Chris Hankinson did to jam in, you've got to make the right decision. And you can just see when they go at the line, Curtis Sinnison rides a tackle, Blake goes through, the gaps created from Hankinson jumping out the line.
So Salford start again with a boot of Sneed, leathering it downfield. And Walmsley. That's a good carry. It's the Alex Walmsley of old.
Oh, he's trapped. Jaden, go, step back, play on.
Saints edging their way back towards this halfway line.
Wait, go to.
Clark again. Looking along the line, that is scruffy stuff, and Blake drops on it. Just about rescues the situation. You see a little step and a glide forward by Bell. And now Clark, and here's Walmsley again, and they're looking wide, and they've found the width, they've found some room. Percival with a pass away, Ritson cutting back on the inside. Walmsley was there in support. The ball's gone to ground. It's a knock-on. It's a complete mess-up from the St Helens attack there.
It's forwards.
Well, Alex Walmsley spots them on the short side. He goes down the short side, and then all of a sudden he's backing up, finding himself in a situation where he's not normally used to. T. Ritson tries to get him the ball. He just can't quite take it in under a bit of pressure from Shane Wright.
John Wells is down in the casualty ward, I think, at the moment. John?
Yeah, just a quick update on Logan Lewis, who is feeling a lot better. Took a really heavy blow in the ribs, said the club doctor. Consequently, as we all saw, lost a little bit of weight. Is feeling much better and will be good to continue should he need to, should he be required.
Oh, it's Salford. Oh, they've had it stolen. So it's a penalty. Most mortals would not have even contemplated coming anywhere near a rugby league field after what has just happened to Logan Lewis, but rugby league players are a different breed.
Look, well, I'll guarantee you, or if he's got anything about him, he won't be running at James Bell when he gets back on the field.
Well, he's trying a bit of a step anyway. This is Hankinson with that initial surge, and Salford now 30 metres to cover, but 5 plays in which to do it. Taken on by Dudson. Dudson backing in and pushing hard. Relatively fresh in this second half. It's Shorrocks eventually. Sneed with a step inside. Just left Sirinen for cold. But Robertson was there to cover the potential gap. Partington. Nikarima, and here's Briley, and they've got a bit of space out there. Briley, oh, and it's just played out, I think, by Ritson.
Well, nice play, building a bit of pressure.
Play the ball.
Nice touch on it.
St Helens will get it. Sorry, Terry.
And T. Ritson, well, he makes a play for it under a bit of pressure, wasn't he? Out wide from Ethan Ryan.
Time off.
You'll guarantee that Salford near the line, when it gets into the back end of the set, they'll roll the dice, they'll take a chance with those short kicking game. There he is, warming up.
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
It's just re-establishing exactly where he is tonight and what his job in life is before he goes back on there. But it is Salford who got that decision, so they are in this wonderful position again here. Sneed, Nikarima. A search inside by MacDonald. 4 plays to go for Salford here, looking to tie the game up again if they can. Shorrocks, Partington just didn't fancy the pass to the oncoming Callum Watkins. It's Sneed, and Sneed into the ring goal area, and Hankinson, has he got enough on that? He's claiming the try. He looks confident.
Jack got his tackle free.
What's he saying?
We have a try.
Try on the field.
Checking grounding by Hankinson, please.
Looking for the grounding from Hankinson.
Tackle 3, try on field. We're checking onside and grounding, please. Camera 4 for the onside. All chasers to the left are onside. Marks needs the kicker. Let's run this through on the same angle for now. Yeah, keep running it through, keep running it through. And those players to the right are going to be outside the 10. So this is fine. We're going to need something from the other side. It's maybe going to be camera 1 is going to be our best. Camera 1 is going to be our best. We're slow on this angle, please. Really slow on this angle. At what point is that touch? Have we got any other angles of this? Camera 2 might be better for us. You can't really see on that. This one's coming now. Really slow on this angle, please. Really slow. Really slow. Right, keep going back on this same angle. Yes. Right, and pause the, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, pause the ball there. The ball is on the ground, so he needs to have downward pressure on that ball. He's got fingertips on the ball when it is on the ground. I've made my decision.
This is going to have a mixed reaction inside this stadium. Everybody's seen that big screen. They've all made their judgments, but only one judgment matters, and it is a Salford try. And Hankinson is giving it, literally. If he cuts his nails this morning, he might not have got that. But Salford are back in the game.
Wow. Like we said, they roll the dice, won't they? Another try assist from the boot of Mark Sneed. That's 15 this year. You look at the weight on that. And like you said, just the fingertips. It was sent upstairs for the try. The video referee, you can see, made the decision, made the call on the fingertips, grounding it. I feel like we might have to get some crash helmets on here. Not a popular choice, that.
Well, Ryan Hall will be looking at that. I'm sure he is, Ryan, watching tonight, looking at that and thinking, I once scored a try against Australia in Melbourne in similar circumstances, and the Australian video referee, underline Australian video referee, didn't give that. But Hankinson has got that to his name.
Sometimes in your life, Dave, you've just got to let things go.
So Sneed to tie things up, and it's 3 out of 3. It's 10 points apiece, and Salford are just refusing to go away here.
Well, that is the story of Salford in 2024. They never give up. The tries awarded. Chris Hankinson makes a mistake down there in his own line that led to the opening try in the second half through Blake. He makes amends then, and Paul Wellens knows at 10 points apiece with 28 minutes to go. Saints are in a game now against Paul Rowley's men.
So many tight games between these two in the last few years. So many tight games Salford have been involved in this year. Have St Helens got the ability to draw on their pedigree, the knowledge of what it takes to win big matches, to see this one home? Or is it Salford who are going to spring another surprise? Who knows? 27 to play. Literally everything on the line.
And even with 27 minutes to play, you'll guarantee that Salford, as Callum Watkins looking for a penalty, and he's awarded one. As well, he looks at the ref. The ref says, yeah, bit of footwork at the line. He pumps it, and then all of a sudden he decides to go in. Says there's a high shot from James. Well, pretty harsh, to be fair to me. And he's looking at the ref, though. I think he's got away with one there, Callum Watkins. One's gone in his favour. But any time that I think Salford will get near the line, they would rather come away with a point, whether it be a penalty or whether it be a drop goal.
1938-39 season. Last time Salford beat St Helens 3 times in a season. The great Lance Todd was team manager of Salford back then. But that is some gap. And if Salford win here tonight, and it is still a big if, Still a big if, but look at that already. They ended a 40-odd-year drought when they won here back in round 4. First time in 44 years that that's happened. This is Hankinson again. And Wonga Blake wraps himself around him. Drags him down. Stone back to the middle. Sneed, Partington. St Helens looking to settle the ship here. This is Shorrocks. And Sneed again just smuggles that ball away, and it looks suspiciously forward. Not given. Sneed again, left-footed, sticks it high, chases on. Who's in there? MacDonald's in there. He knocks it backwards. Comes off a St Helens player, also backwards. And Saints have it back, but only a yard from their own line.
Well, you know what's coming now, don't you? They wanted to turn the ball over in the corner instead of going back centre field. The line speed here is going to be aggressive. Ollie Partington doesn't come up with the play, but all the players there firing out cannon. Good play from Tommy Makinson. Get a quick play of the ball as well.
Clark goes out a dummy half. Referee shouting at Callum Watkins, who wasn't square, I don't think.
Do you know, that was a huge play from Tommy Makinson to get him on the front foot and get him to near the halfway line through Darrell Clark.
Yeah. Kick away by Mbai. Caught by Brierley.
Look, massive, so good at scoring tries, but also good at bringing the ball away. Accelerates through the gap, lands on his front. The markers can't get set. You can see the players trying to get back, and Darrell Clark picks it up and goes on a win.
Joe Mellor has just come sprinting over and onto the field, and Logan Lewis is looking as though he's ready to come back on as well, as Gil Dudson gives up his place on the field. So Dudson off, so Logan Lewis, who we thought we might have lost for the rest of the season after that incredible smash, he's back on. And here's Watkins.
Move, line! Wait, go.
Mellor. Partington away, and here he is. Back in the hunt.
5. Move! Goes back in the set. Wait. Go.
Last play next, Mellor.
Logan!
Sneed again. Robertson has to travel and couldn't quite get there for the catch, but does well with the footwork. And Partington up to tame him.
Well, it looked like he was going to go and try and catch that ball, then just pulls out of it at the last minute. But like you say, manages to trap it with his foot. Salford defending really tight here, not giving him an inch.
Makinson again in that reckless style of his. No concern for self-harm when he just fires it in, and the offload has given St Helens a bit more room in which to work as well.
And there's young Jake Burns onto the field now.
More freshness to the dummy half position potentially. Batchelor's out there too.
Get square! Go 5.
Dodd.
Give 10 in the middle! James, that's you!
End over end it spins. It's going to hit the grass. Where does it go after that? Oh, and it's knocked on, I think, by Blake. Oh, referee says play on! And Makinson will score. And Blake is celebrating behind it all. But inevitably...
A try on onside, offside.
Some suspicion to that.
Right, Jack, that is tackle 5. I have no try. We're saying the players are onside. I've got no try for a knock-on in the air from Blake.
Wonga Blake knock-on in the air is the call.
Tackle 5, we've got no try on field. It's from a kick, so we go for onside, offside first. On the kick, every single player to the right-hand side is offside other than Robertson, even and by. The 3 to the left are onside. We'll run this through the same angle so I can track these players, please. Right, what happens with the kicker? Right, the kicker definitely doesn't come through on this. Is anybody in a genuine position to receive the ball at that point? They are not. But they are now. Can we just go back to the kick, sorry? Just double check on Waka Blake. Just keep going back, sorry. It's my bad. Yes, right, Waka Blake's offside. Let's run it through now. Yeah, all the way through, please, now. Tracking Waka Blake. Nobody's in position at that point. Waka Blake is offside, and he then is involved in that play. I've made my decision.
Well, the original call was knock-on, but video referee clearly picking up the offside ahead of that potential knock-on, so it will be no try, and it will be a penalty for Salford. And a mooted boo from the Saints fans. I think they could see the offside, couldn't they?
Yeah, they realised straight away what they were looking for here. When they kept pausing it on that attempt there, you could see that at the bottom of the screen that Blake was offside. There wasn't a knock-on, though, for me. If it would have gone on, if it would have been offside, it would have been a try.
Well, here's an interesting one, because Dodd has just come off the field. Lewis Dodd has just come off, looking as though he was injured, and I'm sure we'll get John's
Wait for the tap. Go.
Stuff from that, but Dodd's down on the sidelines having come off, and I think it's Lees who's come back on, so...
And James Bell looks like he'll move into the half-back position over on the left-hand side.
Knock on.
Use the ground to control the ball. Where do you want the scrum, St Helens?
Logan Lewis is asking the question. You use the ground to control the ball, the referee says. So.
Yeah. Well, they were so disappointed, weren't they, in the back of getting this ball back.
Where do you want it?
Saying that Logan Lewis just lost control of that when he was getting up. You can see he's trying to plant it down. He just can't quite get the ball down and get his hand on the top. He just loses the possession. Has a bit of a wobble on the line, on the field, sorry.
Head in, stay on side. Okay, shot cock off.
Well, St Helens are missing some halves at the moment, aren't they? Wellesby and Lomax, and potentially now Lewis Dodd. John Wells, what news have you got for us?
Yeah, Lewis Dodd off the field, straight down the tunnel. I quick ask the doctor, not giving anything away. I will say, watching the Saints players come off at half-time, I did notice Lewis Dodd carrying that left arm a little gingerly, so that's maybe a hangover from the first half.
Thank you, John. So on they go. Just when St Helens are getting all their forwards back, suddenly they've got a half-back problem. Another set here. Jake Burns picks up a dummy half inside for Knowles. Who'd be a Super League coach with all the injuries that you and man over the year? This is a step by Robertson, who twists away. Good work from the youngster. And Robertson's done terrifically well to take his side within sight. And with loads of tackles in the bag as well here. And by bouncing across the line. Little dummy shown, but not bought by those Salford defenders. Burns wants to get on with it. And now Knowles straighten things up. Back comes Burns. Eventually. Burns, and a short pass, and he's found his man. Joe Batchelor celebrating his recent return with only his second try of the season. But it's a big un. It's a big un, because it puts Saints back in the driving seat.
Well, great play. All hookers want someone to just punch a hole, and Jake Burns, remarkable last week, on the back of this play from Robertson, said how good he is. He's elusive, he beats players. He's not afraid to take players on. Saints, all of a sudden, everyone's rushing forward, everyone's an option, and you can just see the work that Jake Burns does. He fakes to go one way, comes out the other, gets Callum Watkins interested, and it's just a little tip-on play from the young hooker. Nice play. Outstanding effort from Jake Burns.
Well, he'll have been frustrated for large spells of this season, would Joe? But he's just exercised some of that frustration with a try.
Do you know what, as well, talk about Jake Burns, like, he's a real success story for me and a role model for a lot of youngsters. He came through the witness system, left the game at 20 to go and work as a trainee accountant, went back playing in the amateur game for Holton Farmer Hornets in the open age, picked up by Saints early 2022 and earned himself a first-team contract from sheer hard work. And the good thing for him, now he's a full-time pro making his living as a rugby player, he's still training outside of the game, putting in the hours to be an accountant.
He was part of that North Wales Crusaders' incredible run at the end of last year as well, was he? Where he nearly got an unlikely promotion. Percival. And he's proving to be sure-footed now. 16 points to 10 as the game enters its final 20 minutes.
Well, quick play of the ball. Salford player left on the ground. A bit of deception to go to the long side over on the right-hand side. Comes back left. Callum Watkins, he goes in, and he just runs a really, really good line, Joe Batchelor, to give Saints that bit of breathing space now, but it's just 6 points in it. And mark my words, Salford won't go away.
Yeah, I was going to say, Saints, no, it's not a done deal just yet.
Shane, 10 metres, go.
Burns again out of dummy half. There's Whitley. Whitley gets up, Burns goes back on the inside. Batchelor's just grabbing almost at head height. What's the latest on Dodd, John Wells?
Just an update from the doctor for St Helens. Tweaked it in the first half, re-injured in the second half, gone down the tunnel to be assessed. Precautionary, they are saying. I don't expect to see him back this evening.
And this is the arm, is it?
Left arm, yeah.
That's his arm, yeah. So Saints, a bit of mix-up and make-up in the halves for what remains of the game. But they have the lead.
And if they have to go on and do it tough here, Saints, now, without Jack Wellesby, without Johnny Lomax, without Lewis Dodd, three of the main spine players that create so many opportunities and tries for them, someone else will need to step up.
There's Partington. See the match stats so far. Still an 83% completion rate from Salford's point of view. But you can complete 100%, but you've got to score more points than the other team, haven't you? That's the difference. Here's Sneed. Bit of spin on that. Ritson's got some distance to travel. And the bounce is very kind for the winger, and just a moment there of a glimpse of the outside. Decided not to take on. MacDonald comes back in.
Well, with the slippy conditions, with the rain coming down just heavily before the game, maybe decided to come back in field, so he's not dragged over the sideline.
St Helens battling their way back towards halfway. Burns spins it out. Bell offers it back on the inside. Here's Whitley, who's carrying it to the halfway line. Burns. Knowles. And now Lees. And Lees crashing forward, but grimly held onto by Joe Mellor. And this is the last. Whooped high in the air. Briley. Safely patched. Azalou sees that advancing St Helens line. There's not a lot of room in which to work there for the Salford.
He was just looking over his left shoulder, seeing if he could link up with anybody and in a better position than himself. And Saints now just seem to have lifted the tempo of this game. Seem to be in the rhythm.
Here's Ryan. Ethan Ryan. Mellor back to dummy half.
Well done. Open square.
Edging closer to where they want to be, but only edging, and only inch by inch almost. Sneed thought about the kick and then tries to shock them with a pass away to see if he can catch St Helens napping. Nikorima picks up a bouncing ball, and Ryan now is doing well. MacDonald bounces back to the inside. Briley was going through in anticipation of the offload. It didn't come. And behind the 40-metre mark, Sneed will kick, and Robertson absolutely in control of that situation. So he bounces back into his hands, and he can give St Helens a decent starting position to this set.
Well, the back three doing a decent job for Saints then of just restricting those opportunities.
Oh,
and there's a mistake.
Ritson's lost it.
Wow. Well, it was a great kick from Mark Sneed to get him down there. And then Ritson, under some pressure, was it Ollie Partington who shoots the line, just does enough to force that error from them. Now Saints have got to come up with all the answers in their own half. The shake of the head from the winger says it all.
14 minutes left to play. St Helens win this. They go fourth. They leapfrog Salford. They'll only be 2 points behind Warrington, but of course, where they've played an extra game. Mellor to Sneed. Hankinson. Quite an easy wrap-up for those three Saints defenders. Singleton just puts his shoulder into it and tries to push through those oncoming St Helens players. Mellor. And Lewis not making too much of an impact, but Salford still in decent position here. Sneed away quickly. Hankinson bends and reaches, but Blake's across. And a little bit of indiscipline from Wanger Blake.
Well, that's the second one he's done in this second half. The first one he didn't get penalised for. The second one he has, you can just see him go straight over the top of Chris Hankinson's head. And again, it's another set of 6 for them.
Cheers, Jack.
4 penalties he gave away last week against Hull FC. And Matt Sneed now just discussing with the likes of Ryan Brierley what he's going to do. He's kicking it into touch. They're going to play. They need to play.
Yeah, never mind the 2s of the first half. They need 6s in this game situation. 13 to go. 6 points behind Salford, and Singleton goes crashing in the first instance. This is Mellor. Back to Lewis. His threat diffused. Mellor again, dances left, Singleton's there, Blake comes out to meet him, and Bai was there to help out with the defensive duties as well. Sheridan underneath a lot of them. St Helens' line is quick here, so they go wide with a little bit of flatness. MacDonald looking around, you could see his intent was to offload, but he couldn't get it away safely. Mellor again, Partington right into the line, but only 1 play to go, and they're going left, and Mellor is going left and runs into trouble and runs into a high tackle. On the last, it looked like they'd blown the situation, but Saints have given a penalty away here.
Yeah, well, Joe Mellor, he gets the penalty, goes out from dummy half. Mark Sneed and Nene MacDonald were screaming it from the right-hand side. They wanted it up in the earth so Nene MacDonald could challenge on the line.
Separate now, please.
And when he goes, Joe Mellor, he's just taken. And then there's a shot over the top.
Just take him behind the line. Just go behind the line. Just go behind the line. Go behind the line. I'm not a physio.
Well, there's some sorting out to be done here.
Well, it's all when everyone comes running in now. Makes it difficult now for the ref to see and make a decision. Look, he's starting to fall down. He goes over the top. He misses him, like he hits him with his chest. The arm goes over the top.
Yeah, he's staying on. Yeah, mate.
Mellor's okay.
Yep.
Morgan Knowles might be hearing more about this.
Yeah, I've got you. Yeah. Cheers, Tommy.
The video referee is having a word in the ear here of Chris Kendall.
Morgan!
It'll be a nervous walk here for Morgan
It's
Knowles.
forceful and dangerous. There is mitigation, though. Given the mechanics of the tackle, there is a rapid loss of height, so that brings it down from a red to a yellow. 10 minutes.
10 minutes in the sin bin with only 12 minutes left to play. St Helens, for the majority of what rests in this, will be down to 12 men, and Salford on the back of that have a penalty very close to that St Helens line.
Well, I think he knew what was coming as soon as the ref calls him out, but I mean, Joe Mellor scoots from dummy half, goes over the left-hand side, doesn't go with the call, he's dropping, and then all of a sudden he comes over the top, Morgan Knowles.
And it just needed shutting down. Salford had run themselves into a cul-de-sac there, didn't they? Hadn't they? Just needed closing down. But Salford have a chance. Sneed's pass. And I think Logan Lewis is in trouble again here in terms of having taken a knock.
Joe, just leave it. Brad, Oliver.
Joe Batchelor is furious about what's happening here.
Well, I didn't see the Logan Lewis go down on the ground, but Joe Batchelor was fuming with him going down. You don't normally see Joe Batchelor react like that.
No. That's very un-Batchelor-like, isn't it?
It is.
Callum, take him behind the line, please.
You know what, Salford will take anything. You know, the more you look at the Morgan Knowles, the more that maybe you agree with it. That there was a bit of force in there, and it might have been a bit reckless for Morgan Knowles. But the reaction from Joe Batchelor here, it'll be interesting to see the replay of what happens with Logan Lewis. And they're into each other, aren't they?
Well, there's a bit of fury coming out of his mouth as well.
Well, he's been in the wars, hasn't he? Straight in from the start of the second half.
Well, it was an off the ball.
Like, Joe.
Video referee's getting involved again here. Batchelor's trying to get through him.
Look, he sticks his arm out. He could be in a bit of trouble just because there's a bit of contact with the head. He's trying to get around him. You can see what Joe Batchelor's trying to do. He's trying to get around Logan Lewis, but again, you get called out by the referee. You know what's going to come.
Yeah, but it's off the ball. You still can't make eye contact. It is forceful. It's 10 minutes in the bin.
It's another sin binning. St Helens
I'm going to deal with Partington as well
for almost the rest of the game. But I think Ollie Partington might be in trouble from what we hear from the ref.
Callum, bring Oliver Partington. Yeah, I'll speak to you after, yeah? Right, Callum, I just said to you 30 seconds ago, let me penalise it, let me ref the game. If players run in, they're going to sit down. So that's what's happening to Partington now. He's sitting down. I just told you.
Levels things up a little bit.
Callum!
It's 12 against 11 for the next 10 minutes or so.
He's so disappointed, Ollie Partington. He's only got himself to blame, really,
right,
for that.
We've got 3 men in the bin now. It needs to settle down or more are going to be sat down. Is that clear? Clear? Penalty.
So many players in the sin bin. I think John Wells is in danger of losing his seat down there.
Yeah, well, Ollie Partington's gone in, hasn't he, to help his teammate. He saw that Logan Lewis goes down on the ground. Thought there was a bit of foul play from Joe Batchelor, which the referee agrees with him. And Logan Lewis...
Well, you can see his reaction to that. And in the meantime, Salford wind themselves up for a big assault on this St Helens line. 11.5 minutes to go. And a reach for the line by Mellor. Couldn't quite get himself through, but still 5 to go. Sneed now brings it left. Here's Hankinson with a step and a twist, and Bayer got just enough on him. Sirinen makes the tackle a good one. Salford back to the middle, and Sneed again. Singleton this time. Big, heavy unit down the middle. St Helens defenders working hard, slowing things down. This now is Mellor. Well, this is the slowest played ball of the night. Mellor now. Saints are off the line very quickly. Sneed back again. Shorrock's nowhere to go because that St Helens defence is right in their faces. Brilliant stuff at the moment. Mellor coming right again. Little kick from Nicarima. Goes to ground. Salford will get it back. And it's another set of 6. Wave of the arm. Ryan finds a path. Almost. Just about. I think it's young Burns who got there to make that tackle. But it's a 0 tackle again. And it's a burst and a barge from Nenny MacDonald, who scores the try. And Salford now are within a conversion of drawing this match level again.
Well, he's been pretty quiet in this game for me, Nenny MacDonald, although he still made the most metres and more metres than any other Salford player. He comes up with the try. What's needed, a set restart that they get. You can see that the ball comes off Matt Whitley, it goes back, it's picked up by Nenny MacDonald. And they're looking, they're probing all the time what's on in front of them. Nenny MacDonald says, no, tell you what, give me the ball. I'm going to make my own hole. He runs, steps off his right foot, manages to ride a couple of tackles, gets over the line, and that was coming. Saints down to 11 men. Ollie Partington in the bin for Salford. But that man, has he just given that lifeline? With a big kick to come here from Mark Sneed to level it up.
Salford fans and St Helens fans are in a nervous maelstrom at the moment. Where does this game go? The rest of us just look on and enjoy this. My goodness, it's terrific entertainment. And there's still at least, and we say now, at least 9 minutes to go, because you do not rule out golden point extra time in this one.
Yeah.
And we hark back to that drop goal Missed opportunity
just before
half-time.
Yeah, exactly. And that man, Paul Rowley, knew at the time that could have been costly. Joe Shorrocks chose to run the ball instead of giving it to that man, Mark Sneed, who's in a perfect position to slot it over.
Here we go. 3 out of 3 so far tonight. This is 4th kick at goal so far this evening. And if you wanted anyone in Super League to kick a goal like that, he's your man. And we are all square at 16 points apiece with 8.5 minutes to go.
Well, Nene McDonald's just given him a lifeline, and could they do the treble on Saints this year? What a performance from them. Outstanding, Nene McDonald. Like I said, been quiet in this game, but just at the right time he injects himself in and comes up with the points.
There's a kick. And here's Singleton. St Helens' job now is to keep Salford as close to their own line as possible in this set.
And now, Dave, you are looking for the direction from your halves. You're looking for who's going to boss you around. No Wellesby, no Lomax, no Lewis Dodd.
And who's going to kick your drop goal?
But Salford have got a Mark Sneed in the side.
And a Nicarima. 3 drop goals this year so far, Mark Sneed. You wouldn't bet against him. I think he scored the first ever Super League Golden Point extra time drop goal for Hull against Wigan a few years back. So he's been in this situation so many times. Mellor. He's behind the 40 when he lets that fly. Where's it going to finish? A yard or 2 short of something spectacular.
But again,
it's still good.
Yeah, again, he spots it, he goes for it. It just pulls up short. But it's the field position that they desperately need. Alex Walmsley, Darrell Clark onto the field now in place of Matty Lees and young Jake Burns.
7 minutes. Remember, still at the moment, 12-man Salford against 11-man St Helens. Be like that for a good few minutes yet. Walmsley. Bodies falling all over him, including Singleton. Clark now will have a dash. Takes it up to the line. Young Robertson's in there. But they're running out of tackles and they're still inside their own half. Now it's Walmsley again. Are they looking for a drop goal position here? Well, it's a long way out without any specialists out there. Mbai is just going to put it high in the air. And St Helens' turn now to try and keep Salford to an absolute minimum.
That's a great chase from young Harry Robertson. What can happen here is they look to shift the ball out. And Blake, where was that contact? I see the head rock back. Paul Wellens with the Salford fans just baying for blood and a penalty.
There's Ryan. 3 tackles gone. Shorrocks just urging his body forward. 4 gone. 2 plays to go. Salford are going to be handing the ball back to St Helens, you would have thought, in decent position from a St Helens point of view. Unless Sneed can produce something magical here. That's a bullet of a kick. Bounces downfield. It's a little awkward, but it's collected here by Tommy Makinson, who comes back at full pelt again.
And he's not waiting, isn't he? He'll assess it when he's in top speed, Tommy Makinson. And Bell just getting caught by Joe Mellor at marker. Harry Robertson now goes from dummy half. Nice play from the youngster.
Roberts put down. So Morgan Knowles 3 minutes and 21. Batchelor and Partington 3 minutes and 30. Before everything's back level at 13 men apiece. But that will be with only a couple of minutes, in fact a minute and a bit of the game left. And by pressure on from Shorrocks, still gets it away. Briley collects it. Inside one diving attempt, past another, but just enough by Bell to put him off his stride, and he bounces to the ground.
Well, he just couldn't keep his feet then, could he? There was a gap there, and then
McDonald's made the break, and he's past Walmsley. Percival's across there, Robertson's across there. But back comes comes the saving tackle from T. Ritson, showing all his pace. But look where Salford are now. Watkins to Sneed. Sneed to Hankinson. They've got the numbers on this left-hand side. They've got a finisher in cross. But there is a brilliant defensive effort again. Is that a potential match winner from Mumbai?
Absolutely, what a tackle. So versatile. The pressure was on them from Saints to keep Salford out. Nene MacDonald, what about this for a run? Goes round Clark, goes round Walmsley. Then all of a sudden it's a foot race. Ritson does enough to stop him, brings him down. Hankinson, he's going for the line. All of a sudden gives the ball to Cross. Cross feels the pressure and then by. Wow, what an effort.
Wow,
look at that.
Celebrates as though that was a match-winning try, let alone a try-saving tackle. It keeps us all very nervous. 4 minutes to go.
You've got some nervous Saints players here now going to carry the ball.
You would not say a season depends on the outcome here, but it will have a big say on the momentum for both these clubs going into the final half dozen of the year. And Bell now picks himself up from the tackle, and Bell spins away from another, and he's looking left. T. Ritson was screaming for it on that left-hand side. Bell was never going to get there, but Clark now has it. Here comes Walmsley, rampaging through, just trying to knock him out of the way. Salford's defenders hang on grimly. It's back with them by. Here's Sirinen. Sirinen spins around, dragged down, 3.5 to go. They're going to Walmsley. Walmsley's put down. This is the last. Mbai is standing back, looking for a drop goal. Has to get away from Shorrocks. Can't do that. Now it's Robertson. Robertson wonders what to do. Referee holds his hand up, tells him it's still the 6. It's dropped by Blake. Was there a hand in there? No, there wasn't. And Salford, surprised. The hairiest of moments.
Great defence, and Joe Shorrocks take a bow. What about the pressure on Mbai? He gets off the line, comes up with the play, and Blake, through the effort of Sneed and Joe Mellor, next to the other.
Salford have lost it. Picked up by Bell. Percival goes left. Here's Ritson. Ritson cuts back in. Chopped down by recovering defenders. Ryan with a tackle, but Saints are 10 out with 5 to go. Is this the moment? Clark now can't find a way over.
Oh, he's lost the ball.
He's lost it. He's lost it. And it's time for Salford to dance in sheer delight.
He uses his footwork, he gets through the line. As he's going down on the floor, Darryl Clark, his head clashes with the shin. I think it's Ryan Briley. And the ball comes free. No illegal play. He's trying to get to the line. He's trying to keep low. He can see the line in front of him. And he just collides with the shin of one of the back 3. This is a game and a half. It's a finish.
I tell you, every week, we're getting something special out of this competition.
But it's Callum Watkins. Callum Watkins' knee just goes down. He comes into the frame. He's through. He breaks a couple of tackles.
One minute 55. There's a couple of combatants waiting to come back on the sideline.
One player off. Heads in. Okay, ball in. Eyes on the ball. Out.
Morgan Knowles is back on, so it's 12 against 12, and in just a few seconds' time, it'll be 13 aside again. Just as we like it. 100 seconds remain, and we now do have 13 against 13. They've all returned from the sin bin.
Well, you're desperate for a quick play the ball there before the wingers drop back. You want an early kick to find some space. They run it again.
St Helens are somehow finding the energy to get off their defensive line, and not only that, produce that effort. Putting the brakes on Salford and putting them in reverse. Singleton thought a couple of times about offloading. Sensible head said no. Mellor. Sneed. Oh, look at the whip on that, the spin on that. And look at the catch on that. Harry Robertson. 18 years of just pure ice.
Incredible. Just 5 first-team appearances, like you said, cool as ice at the back.
Makinson. Thursday nights were made for stuff like this. St Helens with one last chance. Walmsley, listen to their fans, urging them on into the final 30 seconds, very nearly. Percival brings it forward to the halfway line. Clark spins it now. Knowles with a dummy. 20 seconds. There'll be time for a drop goal attempt, but it's a long way out. And By gets the ball off the ground, but it's the Salford fans who are celebrating behind the sticks. Well wide. Doesn't matter about the 7-tackle restart because the clock is down at 11 seconds. And it's going to take something very special for Salford to win it from here inside the 80 minutes.
What a finish. What a final 15 minutes of the game. Darryl Clark leaves the field. Looks like he's picked up an injury. Young Jake Burns back onto the field.
This is brilliant stuff. Run your blood to water for 80 minutes and then do a little bit more. That is what is being asked of these players. Every one of them looks out for the count, but they've got to pick themselves up to try to win this game. Golden point, extra time to come. It's finished in the 80. St Helens 16, Salford 60.
Well, Rugby League had the honour of being the first live sport on the new Sky Sports Plus channel, and Super League, the Betfred Super League, John Wilkin and Sam Tompkins has delivered. Locked up 16 points apiece, and we head to golden point extra time.
Such a tight game, enthralling in so many ways. This toss is massive.
St Helens have won the toss. The decision, Sam, is now theirs.
Yeah, I imagine they'll want to kick off. They'll want to back the defence, I think.
It's a big advantage.
Salford will kick off.
So I think it's a big advantage to kick off. I think you get a really good look at a good defensive set. You can suppress meterage. You're catching that first kick on the full. You're going to get the first chance at 1 point.
Who looks more likely, or can you tell?
Well, I think well, Salford have got the best kicker. You know, they've got Mark Sneed there ready. You know, Saints haven't got a recognised goal kicker in the side, so I'm not sure. I'd back Salford from this point.
Mark Sneed's tactically really the only brain on the field now, which is crazy, isn't it? All the Saints brains are on the touchline or injured. You know, Nikarima's a handy running player, but Mark Sneed's ran this game.
Darryl Clark has gone off for a HIA. We've just been fed that news. 16 points apiece, the first game of round 21. It's going to golden point, and you'll do it all in the company of Terry O'Connor and once more Dave Woods.
There is an endless debate about the validity of golden point, but just at the moment, we absolutely love this. St Helens 5 golden point matches, they've won 3 of them. Salford 4 golden point matches, they've won 3 of those. That counts for very little at the moment. It's all about who wins tonight. A massive positional shift to be had one way or the other. Where does it go? Well, Batchelor takes it in.
As well, Dave, like, because you're so desperate to get a quick play of the ball, knowing that you need to get that 1 point, you need to get that ruck speed. You've got to be really careful of planting the ball down on the ground in these slippy conditions and making a mistake.
St Helens fans are adding their weight to the situation with that rendition of Saints go marching in, but Saints are a long way short of drop goal range here, surely. Yep. And By will take the sensible route of just sticking it up there and saying to Salford, well, let's see what you've got here, and backing the defence to keep Salford away from range. Question is, what is Mark Sneed's range?
40 metres. Look, Saints have conceded 12 penalties in this game. If they concede a penalty in the next 2 or 3 sets, it could be crucial in the context of this game.
Doesn't have to be a drop goal. A try could win it as well. A penalty could win it. So everybody's sharp and focused. Shorrocks inside. 2 plays to go. Salford's players suggesting to the referee there could have been a penalty there, but he's having none of that. Sneed will just belt it downfield, and Robertson, foot on that, picks it up, runs it back. This is slight advantage St Helens, only slight advantage if Robertson can get any further downfield, but oh, he's done really well again. He's done really well again.
You just can't get hold of him. Always beats the first man, young Robertson.
T. Ritson with the next carry. Burns inside for Makinson. Makinson within 5 of the halfway. Walmsley now. Matched up by a couple of Salford defenders who put him to the ground. Face in the grass. Halfway line. Burns again. Knowles now just carrying it straight. Where are we at now in terms of range? Well, again, I don't think they're... No, they're not. Again, and By will just stick it up there. They're playing the waiting game, St. Helens. Not got anybody who can go from a long way out for a drop goal attempt with any confidence. So hoping that Salford can be forced into a mistake deep inside their own half.
That's it. Quite happy to get into the battle here now, turn them round and then come up and back the defence and see what they can do.
Dudson takes it further. Mellor goes out of dummy half.
Well, he missed a chance with Nene MacDonald then, who'd come from the right over to the left-hand side then.
This is a search through Nicarima, who's got a bit of pace. Offers it back inside for Ryan, but St. Helens pair, Bell and Percival, read that. They knew what was coming. So again, it's a boot of Sneed, but not a drop goal attempt, surely. No, it's not. Just drilling it towards the corner. It's a good kick, but it needs a good chase. For Salford to pin Saints here. Robertson again, spins away. Brilliant stuff from the fullback. Robertson finds a gap, and that is a moment that could change the balance of this game.
That's a huge win on player one, but that was a laboured chase from Salford.
And Walmsley rampaging for 2 carries, and they're within about 40 metres, and Makinson can carry that on by another stride or 2. Burns, slow play. Walmsley again, anxious for the heavy labour, anxious looks from the coaching box. Burns, short pass, Lees. Now they're in range, now they have a chance. Mbai's the favourite, Robertson's there as well. Back it comes to Mbai, let's fly with the left foot, and it creeps its way over the crossbar and deep into the memory. What does that mean for St. Helens' season? Is this the night that they prove to themselves that they can still have a successful year? They've had to do it the hard way. They've done it for their coach. Salford disappointed, but what a battle and what a finish.
Outstanding from both sets of players. For the full 80 minutes, it was frantic the last 15 minutes. It's soul-destroying. You go through, you give it your absolute all, you come away with nothing. But that's what's happened. If you lose Golden Point, it's so difficult, but Saints certainly found a way to win. And what about this from Harry Robertson? The young 18-year-old on player one makes 30 metres, gets him in a good position. Alex Walmsley then picks up behind that, and then Bay gets into that position in the pocket, slots the ball over, just goes over the crossbar, and it's enough. Calm, cool, collected, did what he had to do. And there's the points. Game, set and match to Saints.
Don't we just love this rugby league? It keeps on delivering. We've got 6 more weeks of a regular season. Oh, can the nerves stand it? Well, it's an important win for that man. It's an important win for that team. St. Helens have just about sneaked their way home. 17 points to 16. They've beaten a very, very brave Salford.
Thank you very much, Dave. Terry, yes, a 1-point victory and 2 very important competition points that puts the Saints, who have been through such a tough period of late, above Salford, courtesy of their vastly superior points difference. Salford now in 5th. Both of them on 26 competition points. Both of them 2 ahead of the Catalan Dragons. Well, we've heard it all before. Never, ever write off the Saints. Such a patient approach by St. Helens to the final minutes of that game, the opening minutes of Golden Point.
Yeah, they wanted to back themselves, you know, to kick long, chase hard and defend. They backed the defence in that, and they won that arm wrestle in that last 5 minutes of extra time there. And I thought it was a controlled approach by them. There was no frantic, which you think they'd be a little bit more frantic, given they didn't have a recognised drop goal specialist.
You lose 5 in a row. You recover with a victory against bottom of the table Hull in round 20. Round 21, you face top 6 opposition. Is that enough, John, to convince you, convince St. Helens fans, maybe convince the players themselves the bad times have gone?
I think it's an important win. The 2 points is massive, Brian. Does it answer some of the problems that Saints face? I'm not sure. Lomax out, Wellesby out, Dodd looks like he could be out following tonight. All of that's got to be put into the thinking behind whether Saints can go on and do anything this year. It's a really gritty, tough performance from them. And do you know what? We've got to say this about Salford. Salford have pedigree now. They've come here and competed against St. Helens and been the better team in many aspects. I'll just say this, games come down to moments, little moments, and Harry Robertson's carry to get them out of their half, to get him into the position for Mbai to kick the drop goal.
And that's after Sneed gave it everything with a kick to try and claim some vital yards, but Harry Robertson...